Because you need to understand that half of the people on this planet, 50% of all people alive, are females. So that woman you think is so special, that one you really want, she's so special, she ain't special, bro.
I say this to feminists all the time. My biggest argument against feminism, and I get a lot of them, I say, listen, I have no problem with women being equal under the law. In fact, you already are. I'd argue you have benefits under the law. If you look at divorce law or custody law, I can't think of a single law where a man has an advantage over a woman. Not one. I can think of one.
So I want you to understand when we start talking about women, there's a whole bunch of factors you cannot control. So when it comes to approaching hot girls, you have to understand this. Some are open for business, some are closed for business. Next, what can you do? Besides the factors that you cannot control, what are the factors you can control? Well, body language is one of them, obviously. Clothes, we've discussed all this. But really, when it comes to approaching females, game as a whole is something I don't like. I don't like the idea of it because it's bullshit. It really is bullshit. I cannot sit here and tell you how to act. Even if I told you to have the exact same mannerisms as me and say the exact same things I would say, they work for me, but they will not work for you. Because we're individuals. We're absolutely individuals. For the same reason when you learn to fight, you learn the basics of it. But if I were to say, mimic my movements millimeter for millimeter, I won't get hit. You will get hit because we're different bodies. It's just we're different people. So I can't sit here and say, do this, do this, do this. Anyone who tries to tell you that, what they're doing is they're trying to oversimplify an extremely complicated situation in an attempt to get paid. Because every single female you approach is going to be different. Every single scenario you're in is going to be different. Every restaurant you sit in is going to be different. You're different to me. The mood she's in is going to be different. The weather is going to be fucking different. Maybe it's raining, maybe it's sunny. Everything has a small part to play. So for me to sit here and say, if you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this, you're going to get laid, is the kind of bullshit people package up, trying to make it a complicated situation seem simple to get money. Getting laid is not simple. The only thing you can do, if you want to retain, especially in a future video, retain as well as obtain hot women, is be yourself. You cannot project and act for any considerable period of time.
I should defend a woman because I'm physically stronger. That's why I'm misogynistic. It is insane. Yeah. It is clown world. And the women who stand up and try and argue against me, they're feeble attempts at exceptions trying to disprove the rule or some garbage. Listen, there's nothing wrong with accepting that men and women are different. Yep. We have different skills, different strengths. Women are better at some things than men. Absolutely or not. I completely believe that. There are some things I will only trust a woman with and I will not trust a man with. Yep. I say this all the time. They ignore all of that. They ignore it and to find the one time I said about parking and they won't shut up about it. It's truly incredible. And this all goes down to the slave mind and people not wanting to understand and accept the reality of situations. And it's scary.
Are traditional masculinity to a degree, which involves protecting and providing for women. And I'll make another point here that needs to be said. The number of women who have stood up and stuck up for me is ignored. Thousands of women are making videos saying, I've met Andrew Tate, he's such a nice guy. I wish I had a man like Andrew Tate who felt responsible to protect and provide for me. You know what? I do belong to my husband, that's why I married him and I love him. We ignore the thousands of women who stood up and stood by me and said everything I said is true. And we're taking a very vocal minority who have taken things I've said and are pretending to be absolutely and utterly devastated.
But in general, I think we're already equal under the law. I don't believe in the gender pay gap. That's been debunked a billion times. But I sit there and I say to these feminists who say that we don't need men for anything. I had an argument with a feminist. She goes, why do we even need men? I said, listen, my dear, which she hated, my dear, you need men to defend feminism. Because we're sitting here and arguing and we're differing on opinions. And there's 4 of you women and there's here by myself and we're differing. But if this argument were to become heated and fever pitch, and let's say you were to attack me with an ashtray, right? And I were to defend myself, the only chance you 4 would stand is calling a man, a police officer, to come and protect you.